Makai, take us through the touchdown catch.
Yeah, I just had to make a play. You know, Jada put it in the perfect spot, went up there and made a play.
How challenging was making that play? You made it look easy, but it didn't look very easy.
Yeah, many reps of that in practice. You know, just had to come out here and execute.
How much of it is taking reps and how much of it is like natural hand-eye coordination?
Yeah, definitely a lot. It's a God-given talent, for sure.
You're second in the Big Ten, I believe, in yards. I mean, do you feel that you're like a top 5 receiver in the nation?
I'm just blessed to be in this situation, you know. Just got to get it all to God.
Can you talk just about, you know, the offense, and did you feel like this was a really big game? I know Coach Riley was like, you know, we just look at every game as an opportunity, but did this one feel big for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. We came in this game knowing it's going to be a good game, man. They had a good team, so we tried to come in here and dominate. That's what we did tonight.
Did it feel especially good to beat Michigan considering like what they were saying during this week and after losing to them last season, so close?
Yeah, it definitely felt good, you know, to get a win because, you know, we didn't win last time, so definitely had to come out with a win.
Was that
Makai, what
Coliseum for you today? I mean, it really seems like it was back down.
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, the fans showed up, they showed out, stayed the whole time, so, you know, just give thanks to them, at the college this week.
There's a lot of talk going on in the place. It looks like it's got really tricky out there. You got that some companies as well. What's going on out there?
Yeah, I feel like that comes with football, you know, you're going to have the type of things, you know. I just got to keep composure.
What'd you see from the defense the last couple of weeks in practice? I know they were looking for a response after that Illinois game. What did you see from them, and what would you make of their performance tonight?
Yeah, them boys was getting after it in practice, you know. They dominated all week, so, you know, they came out and showed what they had to do.
So you're not surprised with how tonight went, it sounds
Yeah,
like?
definitely not.
What gave you the confidence that King Miller was able to step in and do what he did tonight?
Yeah, we know what type of player he is. You know, every time he touches the ball, you know, he can go for an explosive play. So, you know, I'm glad to have him in our backfield. He did amazing tonight.
He's another Southern California guy. Does it feel pretty good to see, you know, some homegrown players step up like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Could you take us through that first touchdown where you were kind of a decoy for Jacoby? That was a pretty cool play.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we knew their eyes was going to go to the screen, so he popped right open. You know, Jada gave him a great throw. It was great execution.
What's it like to have a coach who's capable of dialing up plays like that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Link, you know, dials up all budget plays, you know, every week. So, you know, just give thanks to him for sure.
Just what does it do when you guys are on playing well, but you got a guy like him?
What's Coach Riley's attitude like at this point? A couple weeks ago, he was seeming really confident. So is he back to that point again?
I'm not surprised you got one of those either. So,
yeah, you know, he's always been confident. You know, his confidence, you know, rubs off on us. So, you know, we just know we got to be better next week and back to the drawing board and we got the next one next week.
What do you want to get better at next week?
I feel like everything. You know, I can't pinpoint one thing right now, but go back to the drawing board and get better for sure.
Was there a moment you can recall that King really like first stood out to you when you see him in practice or somewhere else?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember the first time, but I feel like every time he touched the ball, you know, he's got to be on the lookout for sure.
What'd you make of the offensive line tonight? Makai down 3 starters, no sacks allowed, rushing for over 200 yards. They did a nice job. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they did a great job. You know, guys had to step up. They were ready when the name was called. You know, I feel like they executed well tonight.
What was the locker room like post game, and what was it like? What did people say to King as well post game?
Yeah, definitely a bunch of celebrations, a bunch of good stuff for sure. But we knew that you know, this can't celebrate too much, man. We got next one next week.
You're back to work tomorrow, right?
Huh?
You're back to work tomorrow, right?
Yeah, 100%, for sure. Enjoy this one tonight and back to the drawing board for sure.
Do you like that quick turnaround?
Yeah, 100%.
What makes it good for you guys, I guess?
I feel like just get the body going, you know what I'm saying, get the mind going on a new game plan, and I feel like it's only for the better.
What can you guys learn from someone like King, who's also in his first season?
I don't know. He's a good player.
You guys have gone for it a lot on 4th down this year, but saw you hit from 54. What's that like, knowing that you have kind of that background behind you?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like every point is definitely is important, and glad to have him on our team, and he came through nice big tonight.